IlliaTopuria isn't wasting any time. The lightweight champion is already looking beyond his upcoming title defense against Justin Gaethje, and he's got his sights locked on something massive, a super fight against welterweight king Islam Makhachev before the year is out. Topuria's only condition? Get past Gaethje at the White House event first. If he does, a pound-for-pound clash between two of the sport's very best could become a reality. Meanwhile, Colby Covington has been brutally honest about the Gaethje matchup. Covington openly called it a mismatch, going as far as declaring Topuria the best fighter on the planet right now, pointing to his dominant wins over Volkanovski, Holloway, and Oliveira as proof. In Covington's words, putting a veteran like Justin, who's clearly on the downside of his career, in front of a prime Topuria is basically a one-way trip. With Topuria riding one of the hottest streaks in the sport and already eyeing cross-division challenges, both the lightweight and welterweight landscapes could look completely different before 2026 is over. On the other side, Islam Makhachev is preparing for his first welterweight title defense, with names like Morales and Gary already being floated as potential opponents. Let's hear it straight from Ilia himself. Here's what he had to say about the potential Makhachev super fight.
So if the fight has to happen, it's going to happen. If not, it's not going to happen. I think it's going to happen at some point. I hope so, at least. And hopefully it's going to happen at the end of the year. After this fight, who knows? Maybe we are going to get that fight, finally.
Are you surprised that it is Justin that you're fighting at the White House?
I'm surprised because I thought that he's gonna win that fight against Justin.
Yeah.
So I was thinking in myself before that fight that I would face Paddy, because since the first moment that they announced the White House, I always knew that I would be in that event. So I was like, if Justin is fighting against Paddy, I'm gonna fight the winner, and I think that Paddy's gonna win that fight. And I was surprised because of that. If a company is gonna do a show off of the products that they have, I consider myself as one of the best products that the UFC has right now.
The light heavyweight division is suddenly becoming one of the most exciting in the UFC. Robert Whittaker has officially confirmed he has a date set for his 205-pound debut and is targeting a fast track into the top 5. And he won't be alone. Reinier de Ridder has also announced he's moving up to light heavyweight. Both fighters are following the trail recently blazed by Paulo Costa. What makes this even more compelling is the history between them. De Ridder holds a win over Whittaker, Whittaker has a victory over Costa, and right now Costa is one of the most talked about names at 205 after his stunning knockout of Azamat Murzakanov. With Carlos Ulberg likely being forced to vacate his title due to a serious knee injury, and the division currently lacking a clear dominant force, the arrivals of Whittaker and de Ridder inject serious star power and a wave of fresh matchmaking possibilities. On top of that, Khamzat Chimaev has revealed that if he gets past Strickland, he's also eyeing a move up in weight. The 185-pound division could be sending its biggest names straight into the light heavyweight title picture. This division could go from chaotic to stacked in a matter of months. Let's hear Robert Whittaker explain why he's finally making the jump to 205.
Wow, 205, Rob.
Mate, the last couple cuts have been hard, and I know the growing trend is like Rob's a small middleweight, but I'm just short with stumpy arms, okay, and like I'm tall, I'm short for the division anyway, so there's not much difference going up. They're taller than me anyway, down in middleweight. Like, I'm a big guy, but like people don't realize how long it takes me to get down to the weight.
So, like, could I ask, right now you're in between fights, in between camps? How much do you weigh?
Like 235 maybe? I feel like the division's open. I feel like some good fights to be had. I feel like there's a lot of guys that I can, my skill set can prevail on. But like I said, like wait and see. We're going to have some conversations with some people this week and we'll lock things in after.
So a few chats over in Vegas.
Yeah, I'm in the area. So
Yeah. You might as well.
I can organize something.
Khamzat Chimaev just turned up the heat ahead of his middleweight title defense at UFC 328, and he didn't hold back. In a fiery new interview on Adam Zubarov's YouTube channel, Chimaev went straight at Strickland, issuing what can only be described as a chilling warning. He also reacted to Dana White's decision to shut down any planned face-offs between the two during fight week, saying he disagrees with the call and finds the restrictions completely pointless. When it came to fight strategy, Khamzat was surprisingly relaxed. He says he's not overthinking it, whether he finishes Strickland early or grinds him through all 5 rounds, he's simply walking into the octagon and going with the flow. These comments come as the already tense title fight gets surrounded by unprecedented security measures. Dana White has reportedly gone as far as placing both fighters in separate hotels to prevent any incidents before they even get to fight night. Chimaev seems calm and calculated when talking about the fight itself, but far more personal and aggressive when addressing Strickland directly. Let's roll the clip.
The UFC recently canceled the planned face-off with Sean Strickland. Dana White said it was to prevent things from getting out of control. How did you react to that? Did you actually want that face-to-face?
I don't think they should have canceled the face-off. A lot of people expected that if I see him in person, something would instantly happen, but I move depending on the situation. If I see someone disrespecting me, then they'll get it. If we are talking hypothetically, no security, just me and him crossing paths. I do not think about it like that. I just react to whatever situation is there in the moment. I mean, we are going to fight anyway. That is all that matters. Even the people around him, I feel like they get along with me better in some ways, so you can take that how you want.
Some people are saying you hate Strickland so much that even if he taps, you might not let go of a choke.
I am not trying to kill anyone inside the cage. That is not what this is about. In the cage, it is sport and there are rules, but outside of it, it is completely different. In a street fight, I take things very seriously, and if anything were to happen between us in a street fight, he would not come out alive. Now, when it comes to how the actual MMA fight plays out, I always see myself winning, and how it happens is up to God.
UFC commentator Jon Anik has weighed in on the growing chaos surrounding Chimaev versus Strickland at UFC 328, and his take might surprise you. With reports flying about physical altercations between the camps, Strickland allegedly being armed, and a string of heated incidents, Anik gave a refreshingly honest breakdown. He said he actually wants Fight Week to get as chaotic as possible. He wants both guys fully heated because that's exactly what the UFC thrives on and what fans are tuning in for. He even joked that he's personally hoping to find himself standing between Chimaev and Strickland at the face-off, saying he loves every bit of that raw tension and energy. But when it comes to the actual fight, Anik believes this won't be a walkover for Khamzat. He pointed to Strickland's massive experience, ironclad mindset inside the cage, and his ability to stay sharp and composed under extreme pressure as the keys to making this a far tougher night for Chimaev than most people are expecting. With just weeks to go until UFC 328, the build-up is already delivering. Let's hear Anik break it all down.
When you have two fighters that hate each other as much as Khamzat and Sean, and also a guy like Sean who's willing to go at it with someone in the crowd, what's going on through your mind? Like, are you preparing for that differently to, say, a normal?
Well, you always have to be prepared. And I don't know, I'm hoping you're kind of manifesting this thing in somehow, some way. Dana White's too busy, and on a Thursday in Brick City, Newark, New Jersey, I find myself somehow, some way between Khamzat Chimaev and Sean Strickland. I want those problems. Those are the problems I want, Dennis. So hopefully I find myself in that very setting as opposed to just watching on my computer banging keys back in my room. But I don't necessarily overthink that. I just get excited for the possibility of chaos and bottles being thrown at my head and everything else. I'm looking for it. Well, the key is maybe not a lot of those things, to not really overthink what he's going to do during fight week. Just be who you are.
That's it from MMA Time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA updates.